restore the decayed estate of our people.
We want to restore the decayed estate of our people. In our community, we're not going to let a drug dealer just stand here and keep selling drugs. We're going to put you on blast and move your ass out this hood. Read.
And let us fight for our people.
We will fight for our communities. We will not let deadbeat fathers be in our community. We will not let drug dealers continue to be in our community. We will not let prostitution continue in our community. We will fight for our community. Give me the book of Nehemiah chapter 2 and verse 17. We are going to build. We are going to seek out the men we want to build. If you don't want to build, we're going to put you on blast.
That's right.
Nehemiah chapter 2 and verse 17. Nehemiah chapter 2 and verse 17. All right? Let me know when you got it. Because this brother, he should be ashamed of himself. What brother takes joy and pride in tearing down his community? That's a shameful thing. That's dishonorable. Read.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 2 and verse 17. Then said I unto them, ye see the distress that we are in?
That's what we telling this brother. You see how the police, it's police brutality out here? You see how it's dying? Our people getting killed, Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, Tamar Rice. You see the distress that we going through, and what are you doing to fix it? You ain't doing a damn thing but tearing our community down. Read.
How Jerusalem lieth waste, and the gates thereof are burned with fire.
You see the children of Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, how we're torn down? How we've been torn down in our communities? We are destroyed as a people.
That's right.
We're going to build up our communities. And if you're not going to help them, you need to go off the block.
That's right.
Talking about this is your block. God said we could be on this block. This is our block. This world is ours. You're worried about a block. We're worried about taking over world domination.
That's right.
Silly thoughts. Hey, brother, I'm sorry you had to hear that, but let me ask you a question. Do you know your nationality according to the Bible? African American. So African American is two conquistadors and astrologers, right? You got Leo Scipio Africanus, is where you get the African and African American, and then the American part, Americo Vespucci, right? So that's not your nationality. You understand? That's what we teach. And if you look on this sign right here, you see this right here? Where would you relate? Where would you put, if you was on a, where do you see yourself, better yet, on this sign? From the tribe of Judah, right? What's your name? Derek. What's going on? I'm Johan, Derek. All right, so you say you're from the tribe of Judah, so you identify with being American black, right? Let me ask you a few questions about our community. You from Lexington? Where you from? Mississippi? What part? Delta? Because we got brothers down there in Mississippi too. So let me ask you, what's the difference between Mississippi, Delta, Mississippi, and Lexington, Kentucky? Do you see a difference?
Yeah.
What?
A lot different.
How? As far as in the black community, do the hoods still look the same? They look a little bit better?
Worse.
They look worse, but it still looks bad is the point that I'm trying to get to. Because if you go to Mississippi, brothers just came from the Bahamas, brothers just came from Africa, brothers came from Virginia, and guess what? One thing that all those states and cities have in common is that black people are at the bottom. Have you ever wondered why, Derek?
Why?
We're about to tell you why. Do you believe in this Bible first before we show you why?
I believe in it.
You believe in it, right?
Yeah.
So give me belief real quick, Sirach 32:24. So you know what belief is, right, according to the Bible. How do you believe according to the Bible? Because you just said you believe, so I'm trying to see if you really believe.
I'm a little Christian.
John 8:32. Drop that and get John 8:32. The brother that came back. This brother been selling crack for 40 years, bro. And he's still right here and proud. He's a proud crack dealer. He should be ashamed of himself. He's a damn fool. Read that. John chapter 8 and verse 32.
This is the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So the truth, right? What is the truth? The truth is that this is not the image of God right here. This is not the image of Christ. This is iconoclasm. The truth is that this is what our Messiah looks like. He's a black man that looks just like you, Derek. You understand that? Because if we understood that as a people, like this brother right here, if he understood that we are God's children, he wouldn't be selling crack to his brother. He'd be trying to uplift his brother like we trying to do. We try to come to our communities and let them know the truth, that you are the greatest thing on this earth. You are an Israelite. You are the greatest thing on this earth. There's nothing better than you. Nothing set over you. You understand? That's the truth of the matter. Right? Give me the book. Where was we? Give me Sirach 32. Now back to belief, right? Because you said you believe. So how do you believe is the question. We're going to show you real quick. Sirach chapter 32 and verse 24. This is how you believe.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 24. He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandments, and he that trusteth in him.
Drop that. Give me 119 verse 142. Give me the truth. Give me the truth. So the truth also, right, is that this is the true image of our Messiah. What is the truth also? I'm going to give you a biblical definition of the truth. You got that? The truth. The truth in Psalms. Give me the truth. 119, 142. All right? So we about to show you, Derek, the truth according to the Bible. Read that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
So God's laws, Derek, how you doing, brother, right here? God's laws are the truth. You understand, Derek? That's the truth as well. The commandments, that is the truth. You understand? Okay, so check this out, right? Let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with this right here? Can you give me a little information about this right here?
They brought us from Africa to here on a boat.
You said they brought us from Africa to here on a boat, right? Is that reality? Is that a true fact?
I don't know. It's just what I read about in school and stuff like that.
Okay, that is a fact. That's a fact. Did you know that that's also written in the Bible?
No.
Okay, we're going to read it. You got that? Watch this, Derek. This is crazy, right? The ships in the Bible. Stay with me, man. Stay with me. The ships in the Bible. All right? Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. Because if you read in the Bible, you'll understand in the book of Deuteronomy, it's a pivotal chapter, right? Because in the book of Deuteronomy chapters 28, 1 through 14, it's good things that will happen to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And from 15 to 68 is the curses or bad things that will happen to us if we didn't keep the commandments, right? Read that. Read what you got.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So when it says thee, the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt, this is Moses speaking to the Israelites. Are you familiar with Moses? You know who Moses was. So Moses was telling the Israelites in this context in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, if you keep the commandments, you will do good. But if you didn't, read the top of that verse again. Start over.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So what was going on in Egypt is the question, Derek. Are you familiar? What was going on in Egypt? Get Egypt real quick.
He the one that tried to get you that people free, right?
You said Moses was the one who tried to set the people free. That's correct. That's true. Moses did, but who helped him set the people free is the question. God. All praises, right. So in Egypt, this is what the word Egypt symbolizes. Why is God referring to Egypt? Read.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So what was the key word in there? Bondage. What's another word for bondage, Derek?
I got no problem with it, brother.
Slavery. Did our people, the African Americans, so-called African Americans, go into slavery? They did, right? Now let's go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28. You staying with me? You following me?
I'm following you.
You understand where I'm going with this? All right? Okay, Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Come on.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Slavery again, because in Egypt we were in bondage or slavery, right?
With ships.
With ships this time. So this is a prophecy that Moses prophesied. If you turn your attention to this sign right here, this is known as the 1619 transatlantic slave trade. You see that we came from Africa and we were scattered all this way. This is how we got here today in the Americas. You familiar with this history? Okay, you're familiar with that. But where are we reading it out of now? The same history out of the Bible. And this was prophesied before this happened. So it became a reality. It was prophecy, now it's a reality, right? The 1619 transatlantic slave trade. Read on, come on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
So every way that Moses is saying in the Bible, this is going to happen to us, right? Come on.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
That see it no more again translates to our homeland. Our homeland was Jerusalem. As a people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, have we been back to Jerusalem, our homeland? No, because obviously we're right here still in America, right? We're still in Virginia, Kentucky. These are Mississippi. We have not been back to our homeland. Read.
And there ye shall be.
And there, once we got off them cargo slave ships, what will happen to us? Read.
Ye shall be sold.
We shall be sold. We shall be sold. So if you look at the bottom, look at Negroes for sale. To be sold, a cargo of 94 Negroes. We were sold. Come on.
Unto your enemy.
Unto our friends.
Unto your enemy.
Unto our enemies. The so-called white man today, God said that that man and his race of people are our enemies.
That's right.
Read.
For bond men.
For slave men, come on.
And bond women.
And slave women. One more time.
For bond men and bond women.
I just want that to register in your mind, Derek. Slave men and slave women. Come on.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man has redeemed us. There's been plenty of men who tried. Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Harriet Tubman, all these different names tried to get us out of the conditions that we are in as a people. Malcolm X. But we're still here as a people. Why? Why is the question. Give me verse 47. Read.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God.
God said because we don't want to serve him. We don't want to keep his commandments, his high holy days. Read.
With joyfulness and gladness of heart.
We don't want to do that thing with gladness. We come out here and tell a brother a commandment to better our community. He don't want to hear it. He don't want to listen. Read.
For the abundance of all things.
Everything. We were supposed to serve our God in everything. The clothes that you got on you. Your kids if you got kids. For waking up in the morning. We should be thankful. Read.
Therefore,
since y'all don't want to serve me, read.
Shalt thou serve thine enemy.
Now we're going to serve our enemies in our community. We got the Arabs in our community. They building stores in our community. The so-called white man's in our community. They're taking from our community. The Chinese people with their nail salons, their hair stores, their massages, their Chinese food. They're in our community, and we're the #1 consumers. They're feeding off of us. Read on.
I go and check them. Hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy.
Which the Lord shall sin against thee.
The Lord put them there because why? Derek, what did he say in the top of the verse? Read it again. I got to make sure you're with me. Read it again. From the top.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness.
Because we don't serve our Lord with joyfulness, Derek. You understand? We're not happy to serve the one true God. We want to do everything we want. Do as thou wilt. Oliver Cromwell. Satan talk. We don't want to follow the laws that God gave us. Read.
And with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst.
Now we got to serve these people in hunger. If we want something to eat, who do we got to go to? You want to go to Indies, you can go to the Arabs over there. You want to go to McDonald's, the neighborhood white man got it for you. You want some Chinese food, Yin Gang got it for you. We got to go to all our enemies. Black people don't own no businesses. We don't have no ownership. It's less than 23% of us that own things. Read.
And in nakedness and in want of all things.
Now in nakedness, I bet you if you take that shoe off, it'll say made in China. Or if you take that shirt, it'll say made in Taiwan. We don't own no textiles, no clothing. We don't own nothing. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
He put a yoke of iron upon our necks. Where's that yoke of iron sign? Let me show you what a yoke of iron looks like. Do we have a yoke of iron anywhere? Does anybody's? Yes, yes, yes. To the left. Right there, that's it right there. Thank you. This is what a yoke of iron looks like, the image of a yoke of iron upon our neck. Did we not have that on our necks in slavery? And guess who did this to us? God did this to us because we didn't want to serve him in joyfulness. We serve a very powerful and demon-like God, like it says El Shaddai in the Hebrew language. If you piss God off, you don't want to piss him off. Read.
Until he has destroyed thee.
Until he had destroyed thee. You have a pit bull before?
No.
You ever had a dog before? No animals before. Okay, well let me tell you about a dog, right? If you have a pit bull or something like that. We put a yoke of iron upon their necks and we walk them on a leash until they're obedient. So what did our enemies do? They put the yoke of iron on our necks and they discipline us to follow their laws until they broke us. Now we can take the chains off of these niggas. They don't want to go nowhere. In America, they want to stand on the block and drink and smoke all day. This is what they want to do. They don't want to uplift themselves. They're comfortable being dumb and docile. We don't need chains on them no more. Read.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth.
And furthermore, he brought a nation from the... Give me that. A nation showing the white man coming. A nation, that's fine right there. We can use that. Yeah, we can use that too. A nation from the ends of the earth. That nation was the so-called white man. At that time, they spoke Latin. The Europeans, come on.
As swift as the eagle flieth.
And furthermore, what is America's symbol?
The flag.
The flag, what's on the flag?
Stars.
Stars, what else?
Red and white.
Let's read it.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. A nation of fierce countenance, which thou shalt not regard the person of the old.
So one thing this nation did, I was trying to get to the symbol, but he missed it. It's an eagle. An eagle is what the nation represents. One nation under God, the eagle has landed. That eagle is a hint of who this man is, the so-called white man.
Get up.
And he didn't give a damn if your kid was young. Look at these pictures right here, man. Look at these pictures, Derek. Give me some more imagery. Give them some more imagery. Look at this. These are children picking cotton. 5 years old, 6 years old. You got kids? You got one. Can you imagine your child picking cotton in 100-degree weather? Can you imagine that? That's how pissed off God is about the African Americans, so-called African Americans, not keeping his commandments. It's real. Because we don't want to keep the commandments, this is what happened to us. You understand? You following me? It makes sense? Good. 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 All right? You can put those down. So, we had to pick cotton. Other things, give me the book of 16, verse 16. Same chapter, verse 16. All right? Furthermore, there's more curses in the Bible. Right? Check this one out.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So curse. Yes, sir. So curse shall we be in the city, right? As blacks and Hispanics, are we in rural areas, wealthy areas, or suburban areas with 2, 4, 5 acres of land, with chickens, livestock, agriculture to grow vineyards and things like that? Do we have these things? We don't. We're stacked up in cities, block to block, in a project, broke as hell. And we got drug dealers. He's definitely broke. He's definitely broke.
Yeah, you got me fucked up.
He's wearing sterling silver thinking he's rich out. He's definitely broke. He's in, give me that in Isaiah chapter 64. God sends strong delusions to our people. This brother is in a delusion. He can't even receive the word of God that we're coming with to help him.
I ain't broke.
Drinking malt liquor. 64 and 2.
That's not malt liquor.
You got that?
Your beer. That's not malt liquor.
64 and 2, right?
Hey, get your verse right. That's
Strong delusions. Strong delusions. You know what? Don't even worry about it. But brother, Derek,
hey, thank you.
do you understand? Let me ask you now. So these curses that I'm reading in the Bible, who did they happen to? Us, right? So give me Deuteronomy 27 and 1 real quick. The book of Deuteronomy 27 and 1, because remember, who were those people? What were they called is the next question. Because we're talking about nationality. When you first came, the first question I asked you is, what was your nationality? What did you say? African American, right? The book of Deuteronomy chapter 27 and verse 1. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27 and verse 1. And Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people.
Read it again.
And Moses, with the elders of Israel.
With the elders of who?
Elders of Israel.
The elders of who?
Of Israel.
What were the elders? The elders of what? Israel, right? So Moses was speaking to the Israelites. So if this book was written to the Israelites and the Israelites went into slavery like this, then what is our nationality, Derek? Thank you. See how easy that is? That's real simple. We are the Israelites. And because we're disobedient to God, in 2024 AD, we are still in captivity. What's that? We are the Israelites. We just proved it in the Bible. That was just historical, forensical, physical, biblical, historical knowledge that we are the Israelites. There's no way around it, bro. How Future say, ain't no way around it. There's no way around it, bro. It points back to us that we are the Israelites in every fashion. We are the rebellious Negroes that will not. Okay, we are the rebellious Negroes that did not keep the commandments of God, and we got put in slavery. Because if you look in the history, give me Judges 3 real quick. Judges 3, and then we're going to get Matthew 26. Matthew 26, Judges 3, and then we're going to get Matthew 26. Judges 3 and verse 1. Read.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 3 and verse 1. Now these are the nations which the Lord left to prove Israel by them, even as many of Israel as had not known all the worlds of Canaan. Only.
Verse 6. Read to verse 7, then go to Matthew 26.
Verse 6. And they took their daughters to be their wives and gave their daughter.
Hold on, look at that brother right there. I'm not trying to put the brother on blast, but one of the things we do is we take the daughters of the other nations. That's against God. That's not what God said to do. Read.
And gave their daughters to their sons and served their God.
And we serve their God. Now we serving white man Jesus. We said Jesus is white. We following after these other nations. Read.
And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and forgot the Lord their God.
So we forget the Lord our God. And by us forgetting the Lord our God, what does God do to us?
And served Baalim and the groves. Therefore the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he sold them into the hands of the Cushans.
He did what?
And sold them into the hands of the Cushans.
So go to Matthew 26, wrap it up, Matthew 26 and 6. So the point that I wanted to show you, in the Old Testament, we was doing the same thing. We was being rebellious, messing with different women from different nations, doing all things against God. So God would sell us into slavery to other nations. This time, we're just in slavery to the Romans, the so-called white man. But in order to get out of the conditions that we're in, Derek, we have to start keeping the commandments and come back to the Lord our God.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.